All right, for our tip of the week now, saving views for editing versus rendering. Okay, so on the right-hand side, this image right here, this is our typical 3D view. Okay, so this is what we would get if we generate something in a 3D window. And this is what we would use if we are using this view to still edit elements. So if you're modeling something on your floor plan and you want to go and look at what that looks like in your 3D without having to change the settings, you could just quickly, click on your view map and select that 3D view, your working view. And this is still live to the model and you can still edit the elements here. Okay, so this is what we would call a 3D working view, because you can still edit all of these elements. Okay, versus if we were to go to a photo projection, first thing I want you to notice is our icons up here of our tabs. Our exterior rendering tab is what we had right here. Okay, that's just our basic 3D window. But right here, it's showing up as a picture now. All right, so this is a render, a 3D rendering. So you'll see that everything looks a little bit more realistic, a little bit more cleaned up and polished. Materials look a little bit more realistic to how they would in real life, and they're reacting to the light based on your settings that you have there. Once you've created this picture, these elements are no longer editable. Okay, so this picture is this picture. It's not going to change now unless you change it, unless you update it to, a current view. And this is when it's something I would use for a presentation, putting it onto a sheet or publishing that out, because this gives you that definite realistic look, and you can't edit it. Just taking a picture of what could be there. All right, so going back to where you can see the two side by side, within our 3D window, we still get those shadows, right? But our lines and our materials are not as clean and crisp as they would be within our 3D rendering. In our 3D rendering, we also have to be aware of the surfaces we're using, all right? Because if those aren't dialed in, then it can come out looking funky, not the way you had fully intended it to. And there's different qualities that you can render this to. So you can render it to the highest quality, and depending on your view, I've had some that take up to, an hour or two. To our lower quality, will render a little bit more quickly.